believe when we go back to Yuji and Higuruma, we'll finally get to the story on how he was conceived and the history of his granddad's family and his mom's body, or will Kenjaku just divulge that information against Yuta as the classic villain monologue? Honestly, I really want Yuji to be the one to have the conversation with Kenjaku. I think that right now, Yuji doesn't really have a real reason to fight Kenjaku. There's no real reason, no real narrative for that fight to happen. I mean, we know what's going on, but he doesn't. So narratively within the story in that universe, it doesn't make sense for him to want to go and fight Kenjaku. And for everyone, myself included, I think, and would like to continue thinking, I think it would be Yuta that takes that fight with Kenjaku. But that being said, there's quite a few ways that Yuji arrives at this situation. Number 1, Yuji and Higuruma are fighting Sukuna, and just as you said, during Higuruma's domain, if he ever manages to get one of those things off, Sukuna could possibly be the one to divulge that information as a way to really taunt Yuji and really morally break him down within the courtroom setting. The exact same way Mahito did it when he was just beating the fuck out of Yuji and just talking about his ideals as they fought. But personally, I don't really see Sukuna doing that even during the Gojo fight. He didn't really shit talk crazy amounts. It could be very, very different with Yuji though, given their history. Number 2, Yuji and Higuruma somehow ending up beating Sukuna, and Sukuna tells him his origins, and this one I will say is the absolute least likely, like 0.000000000.1 chance of that happening, because if that happens, I'll just lose my mind, to be honest with you. But if I'm honest, I think Yuji is going to end up losing this fight multiple times, similar to Luffy and Kaido before Yuji's maybe powers start to awaken, or maybe the chaos technique starts to wake up. I don't know, but I know Kaido has said the same thing, but I do see this fight going a similar way to Luffy vs Kaido here. Number 3, Sukuna kills Higuruma and forces Yuji to retreat and ends up running into Kenjaku, while Kenjaku's fighting Yuta and Maki, which is headcanon, I know, but then Kenjaku ends up monologuing as he's 1v3 these kids, as Kenjaku does, because Kenjaku just loves to yap. That's what he does, that's his thing. And part 4, which may be the worst ending, Yuji actually just never finds out, which for us, as the reader, is gonna suck. However, for Yuji as a character, I think it could be the best case scenario for him, considering that everything that he's been through, to find out that the person that birthed you was responsible for almost every single bad thing that has happened in his life, a la fucking Ichigo and Aizen style. Yeah, I think Yuji could probably go without learning that kind of origins of himself, to be honest. But whatever Gege does, I want to know that the reveal is going to be special. I just know it. I can feel it in my bones that it's going to be massive, which leads me into today's sponsored segment, which is also massive because today's sponsor is absolutely fucking nobody. No one has sponsored this video, so I decided to sponsor myself. Did you know that I have a gaming channel? No? Well, now you do. Actually, I've been dropping Apex Legends gaming content on there once a week now for a little while, and we're coming up to 1,000 subs, which is kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. So if you guys can get me to 1,000 subs before the end of this month, I'll start dropping some horror game content for you. And you might be wondering, why horror game content? Why? If you know me and you've been around my streams, you've been in the videos, you've been in the channel for a long time, you'll know that I'm a pussy, a scaredy cat. Horror games scare me. They're scary. Scary games and they scare me. So yeah, go check out the gaming channel. Subscribe to that. All good stuff over there. Anyway, moving on. Do you think Yuta and Maki are gonna go after Kenny soon? Yes and no, because the story's in a really, really weird place right now where the main group has a plan, and that plan is in motion. However, the audience, me, you, ourselves, probably even Gege, we're absolutely just not privy to this plan at all. Right now, we have Yuta tucked firmly away with everyone else doing the little... And right now, Takaba is literally fighting Kenjaku at the same time of Kashima's fight with Sukuna. So we're in this bit of a flashback. So it would seem to me that they're sending people out in waves to try and whittle them down and just basically run the gauntlet against Kenjaku and Sukuna, but try and keep them separated so they don't have to fight them together. I'm guessing, and I would also possibly argue that they're saving the very big heavy hitters, e.g. Maki, Yuta, and everyone else for the last fights, basically. Because Maki even referred to Yuta as their insurance should anything happen to Gojo. So there does seem to be some sort of plan in motion here. However, what that plan is, we just simply do not know. But what we do know for certain is Takaba has seemed to have had some sort of comedic awakening right now at the back of the last chapter, and his technique is back, and we know that because the writing appeared on Kenjaku's face, meaning Kenjaku is going to have to find another way around breaking through Takaba's technique or his resolve other than the way he did it the first time around, because I think that makes this fight super, super interesting. Now that Takaba's resolve is firm, then he now confidently confidently believes in his abilities again. I think that's nice. I want to see Takaba have a really good fight with him, because remember, I had Takaba going at 5 chapters. That was my initial prediction for this fight. 5 chapters for Takaba to fight Kenjaku, which I think is going crazy. And right now we're going into our 4th chapter, which is kind of crazy. No one predicted that. No one predicted Takaba lasting longer against Kenjaku than fucking Kashimo did against Sukuna, which is kind of crazy. Off the top of your head, what were some of the craziest fan theories that obviously got proven wrong, but had the most potential for the sort of what if? Like, what if Akari really did use his domain to place Kashimo and Panda in it as he teleported to the outside where Sukuna originally took over Megumi's body and they started scrapping? There has been a serious amount of crazy crackpot theories from the Jujutsu Kaisen fans, and you know, me myself on my channel, we are no stranger to some crackpot theories. You guys know that I fucking love a crackpot theory. I love that. I love going crazy deep with that kind of stuff. And speaking of which, after this video, you should go and check out the latest video that I did with Kaio. It's my first ever collaboration on the channel, so I'd appreciate you guys going to check that out. Much love. But in terms of crazy theories, the main cast that comes to mind, the main one that comes to my mind is Gojo's rebirth, and it's something that has been everywhere. I've not talked about it on this channel yet because it's literally everywhere, and the fandom right now is honestly just in chaos state right now, and honestly it's a topic that probably requires its own video, but so I'm going to try and briefly sum it up. So if you guys want a full video on that, let me know. Gojo's rebirth being based on Buddhism and him taking the 7 steps, and the Lotus Flowers being the metaphorical embodiment of those 7 steps within the panels that was shown, and his revival has been one of the craziest theories I think I've seen so far. But for me personally, I think it's debunked straight up by the narrator saying with no time to mourn Gojo's death, Kashimo arrives on the battlefield, and that for me kind of cements him being dead. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really love the theory. I just don't think it'll ever come true. I think Gojo's story has come to a close. I think it's a fitting end for him, and I think the man should just be able to rest in peace now. He got what he wanted. He got to go all out and test himself against the strongest thing that has ever existed. He got to prove his worth, and he got to show his students what he was capable of, and he also got to raise strong students. That's what he has done. He's done his life goal now, and that's it. So I'm kind of okay with him not coming back. But the other crazy theory was Megumi's 10th Shikigami being Morn Tiger, and that wasn't even a theory. That was like literally confirmed. We didn't actually see Morn Tiger, but we found out that Megumi's 10th Megumi's 10th Shikigami was actually Morn Tiger, which we never got to see, because that main theory was his 10th Shikigami was actually going to be the Gasho Goku. I can't say that word, okay? It's the big skelly dude, and it was going to be that giant ass skeleton that people have been talking about for months and months and months after Megumi's domain was just slowly but surely building a spine and a nervous system, which was kind of crazy. So that one kind of got debunked when Sukuna just said, no, we don't have one of those, and instead it was Morn Tiger, and then he fused it into becoming the Chimera-based Agito, which Gojo promptly turned into a fucking meatball, which is kind of funny. But I mean, unless Gege he's hiding something from us still about Megumi's power, I genuinely can't see it happen. What I do see happening though is more and more people arrive into the battlefield to fight Sukuna, and maybe Sukuna has like a main opponent while the other Shikigami are fighting other people. I don't know, because for a while there I was saying how like the bad guys are severely outnumbered by these dudes, but now after seeing what Sukuna can actually do, I'm starting to think it's going to be more of a Madara type situation where he's just going to be running through everyone like it's nothing here. But yeah, I don't really see the other theories happening. There's a lot of crazy theories, so if you guys want to see a separate video purely dedicated to the craziest crackpot theories, I might be down for that. We could make it a big fucking juicer one. But next question, who wins Jogo versus Mahito? Come on now, does this even need an answer? Jogo, like literally Jogo. I'd win. Anyways, that is everything from me. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the support recently. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like and subscribe. That always helps me out. And as always, if you want to support the channel even further, consider becoming a member by clicking the join button. That always helps me out. And as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much love. Big kisses. Peace. Get rid of that real quick.